Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have such a cute cup I want to share with you, but before I get into the step-by-step, I want to talk about the glitter that I used for this cup. I got this glitter from Glitzy Kreations, and full disclosure, she sent me these three glitters. I'm obsessed with them. So the three glitters I used for this cup are Violet Rose, Jay's Ice Pink, and Emily's Pearl. What she also did was on her website create a pack that you could get these three all together. I'll put the link in the description box below, and I highly recommend you get these glitters. You guys, they're so pretty and they laid super flat. Now I will say this, Jay's Ice Pink, I don't know if you can see, the chunky is all the same size, which is the first time I had kind of worked with a glitter like that, but it laid so flat. I would recommend getting the rose too, so you could fill in any of the spaces in between that chunky glitter. I ended up doing 2 coats of this because I didn't have this one yet. She has these packs, right, of themed glitters that are so cute, and I highly recommend. So I went on and bought this pack right here, the Cherish pack. It's got a chunky and it's got 3 fine glitters that all match together, which is so convenient. The other pack I got was this Kitchen Tumbler pack that's like gold and blue, which are my school colors. I'm a math teacher, so I had to buy them, obviously. And she has this really cute neon pack that's gonna be my next purchase. So anyway, all of that to say is that I'm obsessed with this glitter. I highly recommend that you get it, and make sure you click the link down below and use coupon code Allison20 for 20% off. Oh, and I ordered and got my package within 4 days. She ships super quickly, so I highly recommend that you go on today and find a new glitter, because I'm enabling you right now. I'm being an enabler to go buy more glitter. Coupon code Allison20. Let's get into this striped tumbler.
So the first thing you need to do is grab your tumbler, make sure it is sanded and prepped. I did 2 coats of universal white before I added a base coat. I marked my stripes using a pen and honestly random objects that were about the right size. I just rested the pen on the top of this glitter and spun my cup around to make a line all the way around the cup, and then I found a slightly bigger object, which happened to be this cup, and drew another line. I'm sure there's a better way to do it, but this worked for me. I taped off the bottom section right towards the inside so I could just paint the bottom. I always base coat my tumblers a matching color to my glitter, or the best that I can do. These ones were a little more hard for me because I was sort of winging it, but I used Purple Delight, red pigment, and pure white to mix up a burgundy color. I know it's not violet, but it was the best I could do in the moment. So I just mixed in, I just eyeball it and add and do things as necessary to get the color that I want. So just stir it up really well, and then I applied it to the cup with a makeup brush. You can use a makeup brush, I'll link that down below, or you can just use a regular Taklon brush. Both work great. I just covered the bottom portion of the cup. Make sure that you don't use too much, and you just want a thin coat all the way around the cup. I just want to make sure I have good coverage. I'm only going to do 1 coat because I'm putting glitter over the top. I let this dry just about an hour, so it was dry to the touch, and then I moved on to the pink. I made a pink with some Flippin' Awesome, Grayish, and Purple Delight, and a pink that I made just to get a pink close enough to go underneath this chunky glitter. I was just careful not to overlap any of my paint, and I did tape off the top section as well. I didn't get that on film. I let this dry for about 4 hours, and then I moved on to the glitter. So I brushed on my Brite Tone, and then I just cover the bottom part in glitter. I only brushed Brite Tone over that bottom section. So the pink part right now has no Brite Tone on it, so the glitter will not stick to it. Just make sure that you get the bottom and you have your full coverage before you move on to the next section. So I removed the tape after This was dry, and I brushed on the Brite Tone, again, only on the pink section. I chose not to seal the violet part, and I just was careful with the glitter, but you could go ahead and seal it with some E6000 if that makes you feel better. There's not really only one way to do this. You can figure out what works best for you. So I just brushed on the Brite Tone on the pink section and then sprinkled on my pink chunky. This is Jay's Ice Pink. It is absolutely beautiful, and I was just careful to keep it on the pink section. But since I don't have any Brite Tone on the white part, it's not going to stick. If you want a glittering video, click the link up in the top right corner so you can see this process a little slower. Once I got this fully covered, I wiped off just with my finger any of the glitter that I obviously scattered above the pink line, and then I took an old gift card and I patted down that chunky glitter. This just helps it lay even more flat so you can get this smooth even faster. And then the last section is the white glitter that I highly recommend you add to your collection. It's called Emily's Pearl, and I just brush on the BT again, just as I did all of the other sections, and I pour on the glitter. I make sure I let this dry for at least 4 hours before I do anything else. Once I add the glitter, I actually always just hang dry my cups. You can spin them if you want, but I always just let them hang dry for at least 4 hours. I usually try to wait more like 6, only because I tend to put it on a little thicker when I'm adding the glitter. So I didn't get a good video of this, but the next step would be to spray with the E6000 and then let your cup spin for 1 hour. After that 1 hour, you're going to roll it in parchment paper to get that glitter to lay super flat. Apply pressure on the table and with your hands to get it to lay flat. And then you're going to repeat the process. Spray with E6000, spin 1 hour, and roll again. I do it for a total of 3 times. After the last spray, I wait about 3 hours, and then I move on to sealing with Brite Tone. So after a couple hours, you can start your Brite Tone layers. You need to build them up until you get a completely smooth surface. So make sure that you're using as thin a layer as possible, especially over the white glitter. It's important that you don't put on your Brite Tone too thick. So I sort of took it in sections on this first go around, right? I did the white, then the pink, then the violet, just to be safe that I didn't get any glitters mixed together. And you're going to do 4 total coats to build up your Brite Tone. Make sure you wait at least 4 hours in between each coat. So do a coat, wait 4 hours, do another one until you get 4 total layers over this glitter. After the 4th coat is completely dry, usually wait overnight. Then I do my first sanding. You're going to do a very light sand, not a lot of pressure, with 400 grit sandpaper. Especially over the chunky, you don't want to put much pressure, but you must sand, otherwise you're never going to get a level surface. So go around your cup, make sure you sand everywhere, and then you're going to just rinse it with water and have it dry completely. Once you're done with this sanding and it's clean, you can continue on with your Brite Tone layers. Do 3 more coats of Brite Tone and then sand again. Do 3 more coats of Brite Tone and sand again. And you're going to continue that process until you have a completely smooth surface. It's really, really important that you continue to sand every 3 coats. I'm going to link a video down below to help you with the sanding process. Once you have a completely smooth surface, you can add your vinyl. I'm using the wet method, which means I just have some water mixed with like 1 drop of soap, and I spray my cup to get it wet. I'm using vinyl that I cut into a rectangle that is 0.2 inches wide, and I cut it maybe like 11 inches long to go all the way around the cup. I like to use the wet method because it makes that vinyl repositionable, so if I have to pull it up, it doesn't damage any of the cup, the vinyl doesn't get all messed up, it just makes it easier to lay straight. And once you get to the end, you can use your X-Acto knife to trim that vinyl so it has an even edge. This is a rose gold vinyl that I got from Amazon that I will link down below. I do the same thing with that second piece of vinyl. Again, spray the cup first, and then you can make sure that you sort of squeegee out all the water with your finger, dry with a paper towel, and then I waited a couple hours before I continued on coats of Brite Tone. I did 3 coats of Brite Tone, and then I sanded over just the vinyl, and then I did an additional 3 coats of Brite Tone. I hope you enjoyed the video, and comment below if you have any questions. Join me in that next video.